And now, an ad from Dad.
All right, save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Can I take these off? All right. What is this? This looks good. Wow, that's well made. Where did you get this? I'm talking to you with the hair. Yeah, where did you get this? It's good stuff. That's solid. That's not veneer, that's solid stuff.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hey everyone, this is your jabroni name entered here, Andrew, aka Big Brother Boy, at the Brothers Commonplace. Thanks for checking out our podcast. Just a quick disclaimer before we start. We are a comedy podcast that covers many serious events. We aren't here to purposely offend or disrespect any of the people and our topics, but at the same time, we will make our best to try and take each other laugh and crack jokes. I fucking hate you guys. I fucking
What do you hate us?
I can't fucking do this.
Just keep going. Just say the last couple.
All right, thanks again for listening. Be good. Fucking stay safe and laugh at the dark stuff. For God's sakes, thank you.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And before we even jump into the scary as fuck topic, I want to introduce you to some boys of mine, my boys. I laid them like a chicken. Here they are.
What's going on, guys? This is Tim, and I had a couple jokes prepared for this. You know, usually I crack a joke, you know, I say a nickname or something. I actually had something planned where I just whipped my dick out and showed you guys how small it was, and I figured you'd all laugh. But I'm not going to do that right now because I'm sick of there's an injustice going on. I'm sick of it. There's a villain that nobody's talking about, and it's like when the Ministry of Magic just hid that Voldemort was back. You know, they're just not fucking talking about it, and I care about our listeners' safety, so I'm going to talk about it. So I'm just letting you guys know, just be careful because it's baseball season. And what do people do at baseball games? They eat hot dogs. Mm-hmm. What do they get in their hot dogs, guys?
They have chili.
They do. This is a joke literally for the three people around me right now. So I'm saying you guys would understand this joke if you watch the Chili Cartel. Definitely one of our awesome videos. For ladies, definitely I say this a lot, but bring a squeegee. Because you got to think about the poor guy that's got to clean that shit up. If you're going to do it outside or something.
Oh, hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
I had to throw in that little ICP joke at the end.
I agree with that.
Hey, what's up? It's doesn't want to restart the recording guy. And I say this because every time I have to restart the recording after we do our test audio, and I've just decided I've had enough.
No.
AKA Spence.
Yeah, was
No.
that Spence though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure it was Spence.
It's called Spence. Spence is the guy.
All right.
Oh, yes.
It's definitely your favorite guy. The Crooked Man, shit. The Tin Man, shit. Me, Tim the Tool Man Taylor, shit. It's Big Brother Boy. He's back.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yes.
The return.
We don't need to say his name because all the fucking girls are screaming it right now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just saw a fucking tsunami go down the fucking street.
And it's your boy, it's the dog, Kev. And we're super excited to have Andrew back on here. It's been a while. And I remember the last time you actually recorded with us because I remember getting on the internet after you left and seeing the headline like, oh, holy shit, Axl Rose just announced a new album, Chinese Democracy is going to be coming out. Like fucking 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Like how you got on the internet for that.
Alrighty, I hope you brothers didn't forget to plug in your night lights. Hopefully, you locked the doors, and I fucking hope to God that you didn't look out your bedroom window to see him. To see the topic of today's episode, the Slender Man, the modern-day boogeyman that is here to give you and us all nightmares and possibly drive some of us to commit murder, Andrew.
Wouldn't be the first time this week I've done that.
Oh, fuck yeah, I wouldn't.
So grab your snuggle bud, grab some blankets to hide under and some flashlights and maybe a flashlight because we are going to talk about the origins of Slender Man and also the crimes that were committed in his honor.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have more than one flashlight, so I may not be able to grab those other things.
It's cool. Are you still doing that thing where you tape them together so you're like Darth Maul?
The answer is yes.
Nice. Slender Man, is he real? Is he a fake urban legend? Is he human or is he dancer? That's not funny anymore, is it?
I actually thought he was just Prancer.
Oh,
Ted
fuck
Dancer?
yes, he is.
I have a
Andrew,
subreddit
nice
of the
tits.
week.
Oh, shit. Hit us with it.
Watch people die inside.
Holy shit, dude! What?
No, it's good. It's funny.
Watch people die inside. It's just a whole bunch of GIFs of like mortifying experiences where something happens and the person, you can just see them die inside. Like,
Dude,
disappointment or whatever.
I really went to like people like getting murdered like inside.
There's also watch people die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this is watch people die inside.
Makes
Yeah.
more sense now.
If you guys go on that website, there's a lot of gifs of me just getting up after I've had Mexican food and looking at the toilet and seeing how many poor rat babies I just killed.
Yeah, it sucks because a lot of times it's hard to get in there with the camera without him seeing me. But he's been doing it back to me because somebody's putting on there every time I have to look at my dick. So I think Andrew's getting me back.
Alrighty. So, before we jump into our topic of today, the Slender Man, let's go ahead and meet our honorary brothers of the week.
Brothers.
Brother number one. Woo. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a girl by the name Jessie Kahui. That's her Instagram name. That's probably not right, so I apologize. And she told us that she found us and was a fan of the show. And she also said a bunch of other kind things. Like, she's like, yeah, I listened to some of your episodes, and I already feel like I've known all of you for so long.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
She's like, I feel like I'm hanging out with old friends.
Yeah, I feel like she probably knows Andrew the most out of all of them.
Andrew? Well, I don't know.
We've
She
known
been
each other
hanging out there.
Years. We've known each other since like 1984.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I was gonna make a dumb joke, like, oh, I don't know. Has she been hanging out at the free clinic? I'm just joking. The last time I had to do anything, it was at the free clinic, man. So, already, brother of the week number 2, Wise Marcarius.
Ooh, I like that.
Left us the 5-star review that said, "Love you guys." #Wildman. This is our friend Mark, baby.
Oh, shit. Mark.
From Tampa. Love you, brother. We miss you. Come back to Ohio, dude. Now, I do have a story real quick, though. The whole reason we have #Wildman is because of Mark.
Yeah. Have we never told this?
I told the story in an earlier episode, but if you don't know it, Mark and his roommate, they had this friend on Facebook. They had no idea who he was. They just randomly added him one day, and he would always post these statuses, and they would always be like, "Being a gentleman don't make you a pussy. It gets you the pussy. #Wildman." And like he would always post shit like that. So that's where the whole #Wildman thing came from.
The day that I can die happily is when that guy's a fan.
Dude, I hope that guy, when he does die, he gets buried in like a fucking, like a kiss casket
Oh, yes.
with a glory hole in it.
Dude. so we can go visit him, but also...
So we have a reason to buy plane tickets.
I I got to get laid again sometime, but
It just goes to his feet. I'm like, oh, this works.
and then I was the one that planned that out. But also, I hope that he listens to this and somehow thinks that we came up with #Wildman.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, this is where I got that shit from, guys.
So, all right. So thank you, Mark. #Wildman. #Thank you, Mark. I want some people to send us #Thank you, Mark after
Absolutely.
this.
I'm surprised Mark was able to beat off all those chicks and
I know,
send
dude.
that review. You know,
He's always getting laid, man. I smell, even when he sends me a text, my phone just smells of just the finest poontang. And I was like, Mark, what is you doing, boy? All right, let's move on.
Wake me up when the Slender ends.
Oh, fuck yes.
shit!
Speaking,
I love that.
Speaking of Slenderman, that was actually a nickname they gave me before Burger King came out with them Whopper hot dogs. Your boy liked them too much. That's not funny.
There's no way any of us have ever had those, right?
Dude, I used to get them, man.
Holy
they were
shit!
fucking good.
Are they? All right.
Are
Yeah.
they still a thing?
I don't think
I'm
so.
not sure.
Did you ever try the mac and Cheetos?
Ew, no.
Dude, they're
I
bad.
couldn't. Alrighty. What is Slenderman? He or it is a strange being or creature that is usually depicted as being unnaturally tall, a skinny figure wearing a black suit, and he also has very, very long arms and legs.
SpongeBob actually portrayed him in the episode once.
Is it tall, dark, and handsome?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Tall,
man.
dark, and handsome.
That's all it is. I've been holding that joke in for like a fucking week.
Sometimes he gets tired, though. Tired of his same old routine year after year, so he goes to the magic doorway with the festive tree on it and gets sucked into Christmas Town because it sounds exactly like I've been describing Jack Skellington.
I agree. I often think that they look alike.
Dude, they really do too.
But yeah, Slender Man, he has a featureless and blank face. Some depictions of him make it appear as though he has a cloth or some sort of mask covering his face. He also has tentacle-like appendages that protrude from his back, and is believed that he can use them like Dr. Octopus to carry him around if he wanted to. I don't know if there's any real documented proof of that yet.
I mean, there's real documented proof of everything else.
Yeah, everything else is, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Uses those in other ways when he goes to Japan.
Tentacles. It's just an Asian tentacle porn.
Holy shit, man.
And he also has very long, skinny fingers. Now, Slender Man, he has no hair, and he's said to stand anywhere from 6 to 15 feet tall. However, most depictions of him are around 6 to 7 feet. Strangely enough, though, Slender Man is said to have only a 2-inch penis. Oh shit, I misread that. It wasn't Slenderman, it was Linderman.
Oh, yeah.
From Freddy vs. Jason.
Linderman.
And by Linderman, I just mean myself. So moving on.
I love that movie.
Hey, I mean, he could have gotten laid at the end if he hadn't died.
Linderman by Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly Rowland.
I mean, is it an accomplishment? Not that much, but I mean, he still would have
for
gotten
which
laid.
one?
Holy shit.
So what is Slenderman? No one actually knows except for maybe the guy that made him up in 2009. But never mind all that, because as far as I'm concerned, he's fucking real.
Dude, wait, that's only been since 2009.
Yeah, that's when he was made up.
Holy shit.
But never mind that. This is my story.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Wait, what is that? It sounds funny.
There's a thread on Let's Not Meet, just parodying all the stupid Let's Not Meets.
Oh,
And somebody's like, my parents died too, but this isn't about them. This is my story.
Dude, I laughed for like an hour just at that. The rest was funny too, but dude, that was the best part.
So yeah, so that's what Slenderman pretty much looks like. He pretty much just looks like Jack Skellington, honestly. He's got long legs, long arms, except he has no face. He's kind of featureless in his face. And a lot of
Did you
people
say it was like you saw a bear that didn't have a face? And your name is Nancy?
Wait, is that just Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Oh shit,
I
okay.
didn't
You
remember
say
that.
it didn't have a face.
I want to take his face off. Face off.
So good.
But what exactly does Slenderman do? What are his powers, and why should we be scared of him? Tim. He parks in handicap spots.
I mean,
He's a dick. That's all we know about him.
yeah, I didn't mean to that time, guys. I actually was limping that day too, because my legs were chafing because I'm fat. But it doesn't mean I wasn't handicapped for that day, guys. I needed that beer from Circle K.
I really think that I love that he has long fingers, like long slender fingers, because that's how he keeps creeping into my fucking bedroom every night.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just with the fingers first.
Oh, fuck
Well,
yeah.
no, that's how he picks the lock in my bed to get into the bedroom.
Really?
And then he uses the
He
other
just sticks
hand.
his fingers into the lock.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The lock of my heart.
Which
Aw.
Andrew's name on Facebook is just Fingers First. So that's how we always knew. Just
Fingers first.
we knew
baby.
exactly what to do.
So, not a whole lot is actually known about the full capabilities of Slenderman. There are a bunch of stories and lore that add on to the overall character and features that he is said to have. And as time goes on and as more people add on to it, he kind of gets more abilities. So we're going to kind of stick to the roots of him.
So wait, does he level up? Like, can he get
What do you mean,
ability points?
Like a
and-
Pokemon?
Yeah, does he level up and...
God damn it, Mom, it's
Change class.
Pokemon. I just said Pokemon. Fuck you, Mom. You did this to me. Hey, Andrew, if Slenderman were to evolve, what would he evolve into? Like if he were a Pokemon.
Oh my god, dude.
If he were to evolve into something else, he would be Slender Man as a second
yes.
form, and
Yeah.
then he would evolve into Slugger Man as his
Oh my
last
God.
form.
That second one, the Slender Man, has like a hashtag afterwards, and it's when Harry met Lloyd. Oh my god, so fucking dumb. That's so fucking dumb. I'm sorry, that movie deserves none of our airtime.
Dude, this episode, I probably wrote the most jokes for this episode, and they're all so bad and shitty that I didn't put any of them in. But at the very end of this outline, I have most of them listed.
Oh yeah,
So maybe I'll read some. They're fucking shitty.
I'm excited.
So, for the most part, the main root of Slender Man is that he is rumored to mostly prey on or kill children. He is sometimes found in the forests, and he has been reported as being seen in suburban sections of woods as well.
Uh-oh.
Also, he's really good at setting up your cable. That's just what I've heard. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
I know, especially if he has to get under the house, he just uses his long fucking fingers to get under there.
I mean, he's not always a bad guy, guys. You know?
And there are a bunch of photographs online that you can find, and two of them that we will refer to as the main ones that we will mention and talk about a little bit later. Have you guys seen those photos?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the two main ones are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're really popular.
But in the photographs, he is usually out of focus and in the background. And the photographs also normally include a large group of children in them as well. And one more scary thing, he doesn't care whether it's day or night. He is always out there somewhere watching.
Andrew.
I'm always watching.
I got scared and horny at the same time just now.
I got a question, though. Primo,
Yeah.
would you agree that he looks like the Crooked Man from Conjuring 2?
I
Somewhat.
would absolutely agree. Yes. Yeah.
That's why I said the Crooked Man earlier.
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
Nice.
And the pictures are pretty creepy. And the main two are really well done. There's enough there to creep you out and get your attention while not giving you enough details or information so that your interest is piqued. And now, once Slenderman learns or finds out that you're paranoid or aware of his existence, he makes himself known to you. He will give you brief glimpses of himself. You may look over and see him standing outside, and then you focus for a second and realize he's gone. And he will do this sometimes for years, just driving you crazy, making you nervous, scared, and paranoid, just completely psychologically torturing you.
So he's the raccoon that keeps getting into our garbage.
Oh my god.
That son of a
He
bitch.
fucking is. I was gonna say because I mean that's just been terrorizing me, but Andrew was terrorized, this way as a child too by the boogie woogie man.
Boogie Woogie Woo will come for you.
Damn,
That's
you
right.
came prepared with the Juggalo jokes, Primo.
Dude, I knew Andrew was coming, man.
That could also be another Nightmare Before Christmas joke.
Yes.
Boogie Woogie.
Damn. Good call. I've never seen that movie all the way through.
No?
It's only like an hour
Keep
long.
getting too scared.
It's not scary, but it is unsettling.
No, it is. I agree.
Yeah.
The girl like sewing herself back together.
Oh, yeah. The duck face mad scientist guy.
Yeah. And some reports state that the Slender Man is actually capable of floating or drifting, sometimes vanishing and reappearing or even teleporting.
Wait, hold on. You said he can drift.
Mm.
So when he's in a car, he can drift.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's what you're saying?
Oh,
he can
yeah.
drive.
Oh yeah, he started in Tokyo.
Yeah,
Drift with Kev.
all those reports of him drifting were from Tokyo. So
Kev would know that part. All right, so listen to him, guys.
most other reports though just have him like they said that he just never mind. It's just gonna be a joke from like Scary Movie how he runs behind that tree. And he has a very weird shaped body overall that would make his walking movements super weird.
Hey, man, that's not very nice.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't
I'm
sure-
trying to get better.
I wasn't sure if we were talking about Slender Man or me, but
And very creepy looking. So many reports don't actually state seeing him walk. So maybe he's a little insecure about it.
yeah, they just don't want. They feel bad because
He lifts up his pant legs and he just has those Forrest Gump braces on.
fuck yeah.
Poor kid. I mean Slender. I mean man.
And lastly, it is believed that Slender Man can outstretch his arms far and wide, and by doing so, the victims around him are put into a hypnotized state and therefore become helpless to whatever the Slender Man wishes to do next. Maybe if you're lucky, Andrew, it'll be some butt stuff.
Ooh.
So pretty much he just ripped off Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street 1 when he's walking down that fucking creepy alleyway.
That son of a bitch. I'm pissed off now.
And there are tons of videos and even like Blair Witch style documentaries out there. Some of them are pretty creepy or scary, and there are many that are only like 20 seconds long. And one of the first, what is it, one of my sex tapes? Oh, cool. So it got me lighting up the cigarette at the end, too.
It sucks because you weren't able to hide it, and my mom was seen trying to get out of the room, so...
It's okay, that Gawker lawsuit took care of it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Just
Hogan.
fucking Hogan, dude. Oh, you're Hogan now.
Let me tell you something, brother. Hey, let me show you something, brother. Yeah. What if somehow we found out like we were granted any one wish right now, but we all had to think it at the same time, and we all like wanted Hogan to show up with his sex tape and show us.
Oh my god!
And like he enters in the room and he's like, "Let me show you something, brothers." Same thing I just said.
Dude, I would literally just fucking kill myself after that because there's no way I could be happier.
Oh my god!
Imagine if we got him to record a promo.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
It's gonna happen. 5-star reviews, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
And one of the first videos that I watched is where there's a guy who's looking out the window and he sees him out there and he kind of hides for a second like the guy does. And then he looks like out the window to see Slender Man, and then he just turns his head real quick. And I don't know why, but it's scary as hell.
That one is creepy.
And there's an actual like story to the clip. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was like the guy said he found all these video clips and he found something on there, and this was like the only video on the camera that didn't make any sense.
Doesn't that kind of remind you, not to bring this up because this is actually something real, but doesn't it kind of remind you of that video they found where the guy's like looking through the window, like filming of that girl he eventually kills? I don't know if you've seen that.
I know what you're talking about.
It kind of reminds
I want to say his name's Steven something.
Probably. It kind of reminds me of that video. I saw one first and then the
What
other.
is it?
Stephen Reed.
I don't know who that is. Is that him?
I'm Stephen Reed. Steven.
Isn't it Weber?
Weber Cooks.
Weber Cooks. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Stephen
Station.
Reed.
Oh my god, dude. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. That's good.
But no, that did remind.
Yeah, we're gonna cover that one.
Oh, really?
sometime, Too.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, gotcha.
that'd be a good one.
Mm.
Oh, I also forgot to mention Slender Man. He is said to like to hang right outside your window and watch you. And while I was typing this, I have a window that's right above me. It's like a small rectangle one. And I was like legit kind of scared actually typing all this shit up because I have two monitors. One monitor was I just had a bunch of Slender Man videos going at once while I was researching and typing out in the other one. And it's fucking scary as shit because every video has a part where it's like a jump scare or something. It was just that constantly, and it was like scary as fuck.
The one good thing is Andrew was out there, so if Slenderman came, they were battling each other to see which one gets to you. So.
Yeah, the only reason I knew it was Andrew though is because he was making shadow puppets on the wall, and he only knows how to do the dog.
I've actually mastered the dog, but I've been working on the hot dog.
I want to see that.
Yeah, even though this is like we're gonna talk about the actual real history of like where Slender Man came from, and even though it's like made up, there's only been like a few things that we've had topics on that have actually like creeped me out or like bothered me a little bit. Like, and I was talking, me and Andrew were actually talking about this earlier today. But the only things that have really bothered me have been like any type of like nighttime invasion or like break-ins, whether it's like a murder or just an attack. Like that's like the scariest thing to me. And then for some reason, like even though I've seen like all the crime photos from everything we've done, the Dyatlov Pass people,
yeah, that one's
seeing
creepy.
them dead, for some reason their faces have stuck with me.
Yeah, that's a creepy one.
And then this one for some reason, I have no idea why. But those are the three things that have kind of stuck with me the longest.
What about the ending of Sleepaway Camp?
Dude,
That's the worst. The ending of Sleepaway Camp is easily the most terrifying thing in the entire world. I hate it. Like if someone were to edit the end of that and just put Slender Man there, like holding my mom's head instead, I'd be like, what's scary about this? For real. I would rather watch that version over the real version. So as far as Slender Man attacks go, if his victim was a child, it was often believed that he would approach them in a friendly fashion at first, and then attempt to gain their trust. And the adults he stalked, they all have one common trait. It's believed that the adults all had some sort of terrible tragedy in their life. However, in some cases, it was believed that the tragedy in their life was actually caused by Slender Man himself.
It's also believed, it's not confirmed, but it's believed that the adults that he stalked actually used to be children.
Yeah.
They've never confirmed this, but...
And they tried to find something in common. They're like, what? Why is he attacking these adults? Like, they had to have something tragic in their background. I can't find anything tragic. Like, they've lived wonderful, beautiful lives until they learned that they all had Crackle accounts.
Oh, my God, dude. It was going to be Joe Dirt, too.
And they all watched Joe Dirt, too.
I knew that's where it was at, dude.
Fuck yeah.
I knew it was.
For the other ones, the most common tragedy was just that they had Subway coupons that had expired.
Everyone always had like a card of like 50 of those. I didn't know how to use them, Mom. I'm stupid. I got it from you.
I got it from
You're the
you.
reason I'm stupid. I'm just
You're
joking.
also the person who gave me the coupons, so I got both things from you.
That's right.
I love you, Mom. I'm sorry. Also, if the victim was an adult, Slender Man, he would stalk the victim for long periods of time. This caused an illness that became known as Slender sickness. Symptoms would include massive paranoia, nausea, nosebleeds, nightmares, hallucinations, and in Linderman's case, 2-inch penis.
Oh, yes.
And by Linderman, I also just mean me again. Moving on.
And sharding.
And sharding.
I know
Dude,
all
I
about
had
that.
spaghetti for lunch the other day.
Oh boy.
And behind me at work, because I work on the third floor in like a hot as fuck building, so it's like 100 degrees. And I have this giant like airplane hangar fan right
yes.
behind me, and it aims up like from directly behind me, like right where my ass is. So every time I fart, it blows it back like into my face. And every time I eat spaghetti, I swear to God, I may have ripped 40 farts today of spaghetti farts, and I loved it. Like, it was just, I don't know why. And
So
like
happy about
everyone
it.
like likes their own ones. So like
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
pretend to drop stuff so I can bend down and pick it up. But I swear to God, out loud, I was like, I think I sharded.
Oh,
I've never sharded before, and I think I did.
Oh.
Alrighty, where were
Powerful
we?
spaghetti.
Was it mom's spaghetti?
And then eventually, the Slender Man would abduct the victim, usually into a nearby forest where they would then be killed. In messy cases, however, Slender Man, he may remove evidence of its existence by burning the victim's home, their place of work, or school, and often causing the death of others in the line of destruction, generally those that were close to the victim. Some of these ones are kind of like, I feel like newer parts added on.
Absolutely.
Like the actual Slender Man that I thought was like the creepiest and scariest is just the one where he's just in the background. Like, you have no idea like what his intentions are.
Yeah,
it's
that-
just fucking scary.
That's always the scariest.
I heard
thing.
in some of the news stories he burns down the malt shop where they used to go.
Oh, fuck yeah, Weird Al.
Oh, I didn't
Fuck
know
yeah.
that. I didn't even know it.
And after a lot of research, I saw his intentions were cruel.
Oh my God, dude! It's just cruel intentions.
That's it.
Oh, fuck
I was gonna
yes.
make a joke about him getting hit by a car,
Yes.
but or like lesbians making out, like in the movie.
I mean, the
Buffy.
best scene to watch. Yeah.
Rewind it, Dad. Hey, Father, give me the remote. I'm
Dude.
not finished.
Dude, it's a fucking bittersweet symphony, man.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, how scary do you think Slender Man is?
I don't think I got far enough to really find him scary.
11.
I'm not gonna lie. This morning, I was thinking about him when I was like eating breakfast, and it creeped me out because it's like quiet as shit. It's like 3:30 in the morning, and I was just thinking about him fucking creeping up the stairs in the basement. I was like, nope. So I give him like an 8.
Yeah.
See, I think
Is your name Georgie?
Dude, he's not getting past me. You guys threw me down there, said you were gonna have sex with me later.
I was just thinking of the
Another
basement
one of our
scene.
videos.
I don't know why.
But no, I think it's scary just because in all the videos and stuff, he's just there. Like, he's just in the background for a second, or he's like, you think you see him, and then you look again, he's gone. And I just think that's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I was definitely creeped out a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you'd love the movie The Strangers.
The Strangers.
Oh dear God, nobody loves that movie.
Alrighty, guys. So now we're going to talk about the actual real origin of Slender Man.
So we're not going to talk about those bogus versions?
Not anymore. Well, we will later. But first, we're going to go back to June 8th, 2009. The birth of old Slendy. Which I assumed it was way before this, actually. Like when you Google Slender Man, you don't find the origin story of him being created. You just find the stories, the creepypastas, the videos, and things like that. So it'd be like when you were a kid and you Google, I don't know, like ghosts or anything like that. It's kind of like the same to them. Because like they were born with this and they never
I was gonna crack.
Or when
a
I would
fucking
Google
Wolverine
Princess
Origins
Jasmine porn.
thing. It's not even funny.
do it.
It was just gonna be that they made an Origins movie with him, but they didn't put it out too much because it ruined Deadpool. It's not even fun. I don't even know if that was the same movie.
But yes, he was in fact created in 2009. He was created by a forum poster on the internet forum known as Something Awful. And the poster was a guy named Eric Knudsen. I think that's how I pronounce it.
Oh my god, yes.
But he used the pseudonym Victor Surge. That's a pretty badass name.
Yeah, like the pop.
Dude, Victor Surge is a sweet fucking name.
He lucked out, too, because Victor Mellow Yellow was already taken.
Oh, yeah, it was. Shouldn't Victor Surge have been one of Quailman's villains?
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because that fucking sounds like it.
What was the other dude? Quailman? And
Not
what was,
Quailman, the,
who's the...
is it Jack Bandit? Was it that?
It might have been that, yeah.
I like Durango Doug. Durango Doug, the cowboy. He'll eat a bowl of nails for lunch and drink unsweetened punch. Durango Doug. But yeah, the website, it looks to be a blog and forum type website, and I think it also has some comedy type elements to it. I've only been on it once while I was researching it, but it looks like something I would like. Like it had some cool posts and pages on there.
Yeah.
One of the posts on the side was about D&D, so that's cool. Anyway,
Awesome.
the site would have Photoshop contests where the posters on the site were given a challenge of making paranormal images. And this is when Victor Surge posted 2 black and white photos, the main photos, as we referred to them earlier. And the photos are really well done. They're pretty creepy and pretty cool, actually. And Surge stated that his main intent for creating this character was to create something, quote, whose motivations can barely be comprehended and which cause unease and terror in the general population. Which he achieved, I think, because he created these 2 images, and now there's hundreds, if not thousands, of stories and creepypastas and people just creating lore and adding on shit to it.
That's pretty cool. I heard Victor's real last name is Protector.
Shut up.
All right, at least I got kind of a laugh out of it. That's all I needed.
And one thing that Victor did that added to it is he didn't just post the pictures, but he added some context to it and made it really, really creepy. So if you haven't checked those 2 photos, do it. And for those of you that can't look at it right now, I'll describe them. The first photo shows a group of kids. Some are running or walking, possibly hurrying toward the camera. But then there's some kids in the back who don't seem to notice anything at all. But some look scared or creeped out. And then in the background, you see him, the Slender Man. He's standing within or behind the group of kids, and he appears a little bit blurry, but it's like so attention-grabbing. It's super interesting. And then you will also see an angry Josh Peck-looking kid that is closest to the camera, just begging to be punched in the face by somebody because he looks like a fucking asshole.
Dude, he won his fucking foam finger back, dude. Leave him alone.
Where's the money?
I ain't playing.
And then the second picture, it shows kids on a playground, but the main focus is a happy kid climbing up the ladder and climbing up a ladder to a slide in the foreground. However, in the background under a tree, you see the Slender Man again, and this time you can see his full body and even has his tentacle-like appendages behind him. Once again, he's blurry and around a group of kids.
Full frontal Slender Man?
Full frontal Slender Man.
No. Also, just throwing this out there, guys, this still does not make Slender Man a bad guy.
No.
Because that kid was climbing up that ladder, but Slender Man wanted that fucking money in the bank. So you just, lay off a Slender Man, guys.
Even if it means taking out my own brother.
Money in the bank.
Oh, God, that was a good one, dude. I was about to make a joke about he was just running like an ice cream, like a little ice cream vendor, and he was serving like 8 kids at once, but I didn't have a joke. I just liked the image of it. And the photos, they both have small details that are a really nice touch. The first photo contained the text, quote, "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them. But its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time. 1983, photographer unknown, presumed dead." So just like small details like that where it's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, even though you know he made this for a Photoshop contest,
Yeah, it's pretty
like
creepy.
it still makes you want to like learn about it and be creeped out by it.
Yeah,
It's-
Google more, except for you're not gonna find anything.
Yeah. And then the second photo, it's one of the two. Oh, the second photo is one of the two recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as, quote, the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence 1986. Photographer Mary Thomas missing since June 13th, 1986.
Damn,
Thankfully, Al Gore invented the internet before that and
Yeah,
got
he
it
did.
uploaded.
he did. This is very true, and also he got rid of fucking Man Bear Pig, so he did a lot of good stuff.
But yeah, so it's like he gives these little details that kind of add. I mean, they're obviously fake, but it adds a bit of like authenticity to it, to where you're like, holy shit, it has that stamp. It has that library stamp in the corner of it. I can easily see how kids would believe this, you know? And within the next couple days, Serge posted another photograph as well as a fake doctor's account, and then the internet completely ran with it. So it only took a few days for this to take off. People were making their own photos and making up accounts and creepypastas. And it's actually super impressive how this got so popular so quickly, and just the way the internet all like bought into it as well. Like it's fucking impressive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's one of the great internet moments, kind of like the number of downvotes on the new Ghostbusters trailer.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. They could have came out with the same actors and it wouldn't have been as good.
No.
I saw it too. I was not impressed. It was just boring and just overly hyped, and it wasn't as good as what they were going to make it out to be.
Yeah, I didn't bother.
And the more you go down the rabbit hole, you start reading old stories of urban legends about the tall man or the thin man. And there's a bunch of different tales that sound like maybe it is the Slender Man they're talking about, but way, way back in history. Like there's ancient Rome stories and English mythology and things like that.
The tall man is something that.
But the thing is like people are creating all these stories and then saying that they were found in history. So it's
Yeah.
like it's made up now, but they're putting them back in history. So they're making up stories about like, oh, this was found in the 1700s.
Wasn't the tall man something that was kind of old though? At least I feel like I remember hearing about that before.
Yeah, I mean there
2009.
are some different ones, but they
Yeah.
all and they take like actual stories or something that sounds like it could have possibly been Slender
Yeah.
Man, and then they like
made it like it was.
relate it to be like, oh, maybe it was Slender Man they were talking about.
Yeah, well, it's something really easy to do.
So it's like the more you read about it, the more you're kind of like, well, shit, maybe there's more to this than I originally thought.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, there was a tall guy that fucking starred in Princess Bride.
Oh my God.
Was that Slender Man?
And I heard one time he drank like 80 beers once in one sitting.
Rest in peace, Andre.
Rest in peace. So all of these are fake. Like, I just want to reiterate that. It's fake. But I can easily see how kids can read this and kind of believe it and buy into it, because we all believe a bunch of dumb shit when you're young.
Oh, yeah.
That's bullshit. I don't believe anything that's not true.
Prove it.
Except for that Pokemon reel.
Okay, you caught me.
But I mean, if I was 10 or 12, I mean, I used to go on GameFAQs all the time in middle school, and I would just sit on there and go on like the paranormal conspiracy board and like read about all this shit. And I used to believe in all this shit all the time. I mean, how many people believe in ghosts? Like tons of people believe in ghosts, whether that's real or not. I mean, that's up to you, whatever you want to believe.
Yeah.
I believe in really, really big man. That's who I believe in. The
Oh, yeah.
superhero from Rocco.
Oh, fuck yes,
okay.
dude. I didn't even know. I didn't even know what you were talking about.
I knew
you
it
know?
was something familiar. I couldn't
Yeah.
think of what it was.
By the way, the people who believe in ghosts, just because that movie made a lot of fucking money.
It was pretty good, man.
Yeah.
It gets pretty good gas. Okay, can I?
Well, I was just gonna say that the fucking scene with the clay. I mean,
Oh fuck yeah!
we've
dude.
all masturbated to that.
Hell yeah, we have. Like, Demi, get out of the way. I'm trying to see Swayze. But I just said that. It gets pretty good gas. What that is, real quick, it has nothing to do with the story, but it cracks me up. There's this fat guy on the news, and he's giving this interview, and the interview cuts into him talking, and that's the first thing you hear is, it gets pretty good gas. And he's talking about how him and his brother were over at their friends, and they got in this big argument over this lawnmower, and he's like, yeah, he offered to buy this lawnmower from me for $250, and I paid $20 for it. He thought I was trying to rip him off, and when I get there, I realized they're already drunk.
Oh my God, yes.
And before I knowed it, there were knives and guns out, and they cut my beard and forced me to eat it.
Shit,
Cut
yeah, I
off
haven't
my
heard
beard
that
and force me to eat it.
But the news is like, yeah, this man claims that he was attacked and forced to eat his own beard, and then it cuts in. He's like, it gets pretty good gas. Like, he's talking about this lawnmower.
Dude, imagine like having that story to tell people and having to explain how they forced you to eat your own
The
beard.
dude still had a full fucking beard.
Yeah. As I say, it's what
beard
part of the
did he
beard?
fucking eat? Your fucking nut beard?
Gosh,
Like, it could be worse. Actually.
it's almost as good as bounding over, guy. They came bounding over.
Is it that guy? The dog? Oh my God! Fuck! I love that guy. Yeah. So back to what we were saying. If I was a kid, I could easily see myself buying into this. If I was like 10 to 12,
Yeah,
I mean, I believed in a lot of stupid shit.
Mm.
And there are, quote, historical reports that depict the Slender Man like in old caves in Brazil and Egyptian hieroglyphs and things like that. Like, people like Photoshop or edit old photos, so it looks like this shit was found long ago. But they're done in like kind of believable and really interesting ways.
Totally.
Like, I just stayed up just reading a bunch of this shit just because it was good read. Like, it was fun to read all this shit.
Yeah.
So here's a couple of the historical ones. Like, there's a pretty interesting story about a German woodcutter named Hans Freckenberg, and he created 2 woodcuts that featured a skeletal character with multiple limbs. What was weird about this, though, was that Hans was known for a realistic depiction of the human anatomy. And these woodcuts, they were discovered in Halsberg Castle in 1883. But yeah, the woodcut found was like this skeletal knight, and he had like 4 legs or extra arms, things like that. Now, historians are unsure as to why he made these or what the symbolic nature of this character was. Many thought that he may have been trying to represent I don't remember how to pronounce it, Der Grobman, which means the tall man. And according to legend, this tall man was a fairy who lived in the Black Forest, and he would chase bad children away whenever they wandered into the woods at night. And he wouldn't stop chasing them until he either caught them or they were forced to tell their parents of their wrongdoing. So it's like they take all these stories, they mix in like elements of fairy tales and things like that to where they make it believable.
Yeah, it's pretty
like,
cool.
You know?
Except for that means somebody made up the name Hans Freckenberg.
I don't know if that was actually
That's
a
pretty
real.
good.
I don't know if that's a real person, and they just added this story about
I mean,
him.
I like the name Hans Freckenberg.
It's fucking sweet.
That's a fucking awesome name.
And there is more to this. And then to add to that story, this is from a little account that is said to be from an old journal from around 1702. So this is the quote from the journal. "My child, my Lars, he is gone, taken from his bed. The only thing that we found was a scrap of black clothing. It feels like cotton, but it is softer, thicker. Lars came into my bedroom yesterday, screaming at the top of his lungs that, 'The angel is outside!' I asked him what he was talking about, and he told me some nonsense fairy story about Der Grobman. He said he went into the groves by our village and found one of my cows dead, hanging from a tree. I thought nothing of it at first, but now he is gone. We must find Lars, and my family must leave before we are killed. I am so sorry, my son. I should have listened. May God forgive me."
Well, he didn't tell the rest of that story where, like, he told him to go back to sleep. He's like, Lars, it's just a beast under your bed, in your closet, in your head.
They're like, "Lars, what is it out there?" He's like, "Some kind of monster."
You knew Metallica jokes were coming, man.
I want to clarify. Earlier, you said that the story is about a fairy that chases children into the woods.
Yes.
Because that is some homophobic bullshit.
Come on, Dad, leave them kids alone. Leave them alone, Dad. And but yeah, I guess they found Lars later. Like, this is just a part of the journal I found on my own later. But they found Lars asleep, and never mind. It was gonna be they found him napping, and it was gonna be a Napster joke. I don't even know how to get there.
With it.
So that is one account where like, oh, this is from like the 1700s. So people read it and they're like, holy shit, there's actually like some history about this.
Yeah.
But it's all made up. You know, it's all made up bullshit. But it's super cool.
Mm.
This is a Roman mythology story.
Ooh.
The tall man stood in a clearing, dressed as a nobleman, all in black. Shadows lay over him, dark as a cloudy midnight. He had many arms, all long and boneless as snakes, all sharp as swords, and they writhed like worms on nails. He did not speak, but he made his intentions known. In the fairy tale, the tall man causes a mother to kill her husband and child before he slid from a fireplace and clenched her in his burning embrace. That's a pretty cool one, too.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
So even though like you start reading all these stories and you know like, yeah, this was made up in 2009, you can't help but start wondering a little bit like, hey, maybe there is more to this. Maybe there's some old lore and old stories that could possibly relate to the Slender Man.
You say old whore? Oh, I thought you were talking about my mom.
Old horse? You fucking whore. What is this, loose change, you fucking whore?
Hey, you're going to the ball with your mom at 4 p.m.? Get her on the phone.
But no, it's like, it's super fun to read these. Like, just the fact that like all these people have collectively gotten together to like make this even creepier and add stories about it. It's insane. It's like, I can't imagine what the creator thought when he's like, I'm just going to create 2 pictures of something scary. And then
it just gets this far.
The internet is making fucking stories about him, more photos of him, adding all this lordom. People are making video games and movies and shit just over something he made. It's crazy.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
So all these people, they get so infatuated with this new boogeyman type character, they start inserting him into history, making up tales and legends around him, as well as just similar stories to make people think that, maybe that's the Slender Man. Maybe some of these real tales and stories are actually about this guy. And he's everywhere now. Like there's a character in Minecraft based on him. He has his own video games, movies, documentaries.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that's based on him.
You talking about the movie that's coming out?
Which one?
Oh, there's the Slender Man movie. Like literally.
Oh yeah, I watched the trailer for it.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, that looks dumb.
Like it really, the trailer has been played in a lot of like when I'm at the theater, like before I'm watching the movie.
I
just
watched
get
the
pissed.
trailer.
Like there's times where I've gotten up to pretend I had to pee just to not watch that shit, dude. It looks fucking bad.
I did the same thing. I got up and I was gonna say I just left and I sat in the stall and made fart noises as they came back.
There's a chance that that's happened.
However, though, shit does get real.
It does.
Unfortunately, though, there are times, more than once in this case, where things get taken too far or out of hand. May 31st, 2014, in I don't know how to pronounce this. Wakanda. I think it's Waukesha. Waukesha, Wisconsin. Hello, Wisconsin!
Oh, yes, dude.
There are 3 girls, Anissa Weir, Morgan Geyser. 3 girls, Anissa Weir, Morgan Geyser, and Peyton Bella Lautner. Lautner. I don't know. She goes by Bella, but her name's Peyton.
No.
And those 3, they were having a sleepover. And all the girls, I believe, were 12 years old at the time. What Peyton didn't know, though, was that Anissa and Morgan were planning on killing her as a way to impress their newly found friend, Slender Man.
Was this at the Weir's house? Because I don't feel like the dad would let that fucking happen.
Freaks and geeks.
You know what she is? You know what she's doing now? She's dead.
She's dead. That's Freaks and Geeks. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the best shows ever. Watch it.
Amazing.
So yeah, they wanted to kill Peyton so that they could become proxies to Slender Man. A proxy is the term for people that serve the Slender Man. It is believed that proxies do the actual physical work for him, such as creating and manipulating objects, destroying or leaving evidence, and also creating videos to post online, as well as influencing victims. So they're pretty much just slaves, it sounds like. But Anissa and Morgan, they wanted to become proxies to him.
They saw it on Indeed. It pays well. You know, they just fucking just. I'm sorry.
Snag a job.
It's not even funny.
And there's way more to proxies, including like a ranking system, but I really don't give a shit enough to want to read any more about it.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
And then after they became proxies, they planned to live with them in his mansion in Nicollet National Forest.
Nice.
Where I guess you can try to light the trees on fire there, and they just won't. Never mind. Is Nicollet the name of the gum?
Nicorette.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, I know that's where you were going.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
So already back to the sleepover. We're more like weird. Am I right?
You're right,
All right.
Andrew.
You're right.
Sorry.
You're right.
So the two girls believed Slender Man to be real, and they wanted to prove their loyalty by killing Peyton. No idea why that's like what they felt they had to do or why that would impress them. It doesn't even go along with like Slender Man's
As soon as
thing.
I remember this happened. Like I remember seeing this shit on the news. Like I always wanted to know. Like I would love to be a fly on the wall. Like in the conversation beforehand. Like this is what we got to do.
Like how
What the fuck were you guys thinking?
I cannot wrap my head around two 12-year-old girls planning a murder.
No.
Like a vicious, brutal murder. I can't understand how two 12-year-old girls could sit down and make this plan.
It does make this whole thing really creepy. Because why the fuck did they do that?
So, they also believe that by killing Peyton, this would prevent Slender Man from harming and hurting their families. I don't see. None of this even goes along with any of this shit.
I think these girls are just fucking stupid.
Well, you do find out they do have mental problems.
Oh, whoops, my bad, guess.
That does come out later. Weir and Geyser, they had the initial plan. They were going to tape Peyton's mouth shut, stab her in the neck, and then run away. However...
This is after Geyser moved down from her where she was born at Yellowstone.
It did have to happen. It really did.
She had to move because she got pissed of all those people showing up trying to find that goddamn treasure.
Yeah.
Fen Treasure. If you haven't listened to it, check it out.
Good episode.
However, the night of the sleepover, they decided not to attack or kill her because they wanted to give her one more day to live. Can you guess what they did instead, Andrew?
Well, I did a lot of research on this one part of the story.
Yeah.
And I heard that they went and bought special pillows. And they had a World War III style pillow fight.
That is what happened.
I don't know what that
Dude,
means.
I was going to say that they played Eliza's Feather Stiff as a board, but Andrew's right. That's fucking what happened.
They ended up going roller skating and having a fun night.
Bullshit. Andrew's right.
The have a fun night is involving the World War III pillow stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
It was. You cock them like a fucking gun. You have to load them.
Like a musket.
Yeah,
Tim just did
load them like a musket.
Okay. In a World War III. Imagine World War III.
Wait, did you say World War III?
Yeah, but it was all fucking like muskets. Like the fucking Patriot.
I thought he said one.
You do the cocking noise, but every time you go after somebody, you make the pew like a laser. Pew, pew, pew.
Nice. I really thought you said World War I because I did a musket. Now it just looks like I was jerking off.
Hell yeah. So yeah, they all went roller skating. They had a fun night. The next day, however, the girls were all playing hide and seek out in the woods, but not before Geyser grabbed a kitchen knife before heading out and hid it in her jacket. The three girls headed to the park in the woods, and then they went into the public bathroom. Weir thought this would be a good place to kill her because, quote, there is a drain for the blood to go down.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So they fucking thought this shit through.
Yeah, it's insane to, like I said, to picture two 12-year-old girls planning out a murder and being like, yeah, this would be the best place to kill her.
Just think about this. When I was 12, it took me until when I was 18, but anyway, when I was 12, I couldn't even plan to wake up the next day for fucking school.
No, dude.
Somebody else had to do that shit for me. Like, I couldn't even fucking set an alarm and get up, but these bitches can fucking plan on killing somebody.
Oh, man.
And then next, they backed Peyton up against a concrete wall in the bathroom, and they slammed her head against it. And I think they told her to like fall asleep, or they hoped to knock her out because they said they didn't like screaming and they didn't want to hear her scream. Morgan then started freaking out a little bit. Quote, she said, I can't do this. I'm too scared. You have to stab her. So I had to hug her and calm her down. And then I started petting Morgan like a cat. That's what Anissa said.
Yeah, this isn't creepy at all.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it's weird. So Anissa said she had to hug her and calm her down and then started petting her like a cat.
She called her Mrs.
And
Bigglesworth.
I think they just told Peyton after they like slammed her head, Mr. Bigglesworth, come, Mr. Bigglesworth. And I think they told Peyton like after they slammed her head against the wall, they're like, no, just go outside and like, wow, like go outside and calm down. And like she was like, what the fuck's going on? She did. I mean, she's just a young girl. She just went out there and like waited for him. They then told Peyton that they were going to play hide and seek, but Peyton, she didn't want to. However, they're like, if you agree to play, then you can pick the next game that we play. So she finally agreed. And when they went into the woods, Morgan told her, don't be afraid. I'm only a little kitty cat.
After being petted like a cat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then they got...
It took. It worked.
And then they got Peyton on the ground. Morgan sat on her legs, holding her down. And one source said that she told her, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, one source said that she whispered that.
Yeah.
And then Anissa yells to Morgan, Kitty, now, go ballistic, go crazy. And then she stabbed her 19 times. She doesn't fucking die.
I say, yeah, she lives.
She survived 19 stabs.
Yeah.
Which, girls are fucking resilient.
Dude.
That's insane because the first time I ever had sex, my girlfriend survived 8 stabs from me.
Sorry.
Bad
It's
time.
all right. It's all right. Since you got that joke out of the way, I was going to say that since she lived, Peyton was Manning.
Oh. No, for real though, jokes aside, Peyton is a fucking warrior.
Oh, yeah, dude.
She
really is.
Like Steph Curry, Durant, Draymond, and Clay all put together to one person. That's her strength.
Let's not insult the girl.
Well,
Now she needs to have a cameo in the Slender Man movie as like the ultimate power move.
I guarantee that has to be part of the movie. Not her, obviously, but like her character.
it's just it's ridiculous. 19 stats from like a kitchen knife.
Yeah, I don't know how you live from that. I don't know how you live from one. But
And this is what Morgan told the detective. It just sort of happened. It didn't feel like anything. It felt like air. And she said that as she was like miming like the action of stabbing her. Yeah, you can see the videos.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're fucked
there's
up.
also a documentary which has a lot of the interviews and stuff, interrogations, and they show like no remorse
like
at
they don't
all.
care.
They're just
Yeah.
like, and there's one point where I think it's Morgan. No, it might be Anissa. She's like, she says something about Peyton. She's like, yeah, Peyton. She's not the girl that came in here. She's the one that got stabbed. How's she doing? Like something fucking. They're just fucking creepy
Thanks,
and weird.
bitch. Yeah.
And then the last thing she said to me was, I trusted you. That's what Morgan also said. And she kept whispering, I can't see, over and over and over and over again. And I can still hear it. I can see it if I close my eyes. Yeah, she was stabbed 19 times in the arms, legs, chest, and torso with a 5-inch long kitchen knife, which a 12-year-old girl, you know, like they're not that big, you know?
not at all. Yeah.
Not really.
And 2 of the stab wounds were to major arteries. One stab missed her heart by less than a millimeter, they said.
Yeah,
which
that
would
killed her.
have fucking killed her.
Instantly, yeah.
And then one stab went through her diaphragm and into her liver and stomach.
That's fucked up. How, like, do you go further in like how she is now?
Not exactly.
I mean, does anybody know?
A little bit. I think she's pretty much living like a normal life now.
So, yeah,
I
so
mean, she's still
not-
like terrified and scared as fuck.
But she's
and-
not like a fucking like vegetable, you know.
No, I think she's okay, but she's like mentally gonna be scarred.
Oh,
from this
absolutely.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 2 girls, as she was lying on the ground bleeding to death, the 2 girls told her that they were going to go get help, but they didn't. They just left her there and headed off into the woods to find the mansion that Slender Man lived in.
Because that fucking totally makes sense.
Yeah, and Peyton, she's just strong and resilient as fuck. And not only that, but she dragged herself to a nearby road to get help. And luckily, a cyclist was there and called 911 for help.
Jesus, dude.
I couldn't. Okay. Not only could I not survive 19 stabs, I couldn't survive someone just saying 19 mean things to me. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah,
like,
you had to find your safe fucking space.
I just can't believe she was able to drag herself all after losing all that blood.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
when you said that was that close to the heart.
Oh,
and
yeah.
diaphragm and all
She had
that
been
shit.
losing a ton like the whole way there. It's fucked up.
That's fucking crazy.
And it's awesome that she lived, though. It's awesome.
Weir and Geyser were found walking along Interstate 94. They still had the knife in their possession, and they were picked up and brought to the police station. And I don't want to go over like a ton of this. There's a documentary called Beware the Slender Man, which is pretty much all about this case. There's also a bunch of others on YouTube that cover the case and show the interviews. And the girls are obviously fucked up. Like, they have mental problems. They also don't really show any remorse at all. They talk like they believed that what they were doing was necessary, and they speak as if Slender Man is like 100% real. And like when they were talking to the detective, they're like, yeah, we had to do it for Slender Man. And I know he wanted to be like, what the fuck is Slender Man?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah.
And Anissa Weir, she pled guilty to attempted
It's all right, Daniel.
Anissa Weir, she pled guilty to attempted second-degree intentional homicide, but claimed that she wasn't responsible because she is mentally ill. And the court agrees, like, yeah, you got some fucking issues. She ends up getting 25 years in a mental hospital. Morgan Geyser ends up getting 40 years in a mental hospital, which is like, I don't know.
For like the same thing?
Yeah, so one gets 25, one gets 40. They're 12 years old. They get tried as adults.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree. This is super fucked up. They attempted to kill that girl. That seems pretty fucking steep. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
it's a long time. But
I mean, they're 12. She got 40 years. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like either one of them. Like, it sucks. Mental issues are like no joke, and I don't know. It just seems pretty steep.
I say take it, bitch. But that's just my view.
And there's also some weird shit that comes out about Morgan and her family. Like, Morgan believed not only in Slender Man, but she believed in unicorns, and also that Lord Voldemort would speak to her and give her directions.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
Jesus,
There's this
dude.
old stand-up bit that I can't find on YouTube anymore, I don't think, about this guy saying, I believe in unicorns. There's a narwhal in the ocean. That's like a whale with a horn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's in the ocean? A seahorse. That's 50% fish, 50% horse. And all I'm talking about is something that's 99% horse, 1% cooler horse. I forget his name. Ramsey something. Or last name was Ramsey. John Ramsey, I think. He was funny.
In my head, I like picture the detective being like, so why'd you do all this? Why did you do this? She's like, well, Slender Man told me to do it. And he's like, who the fuck is Slender Man? What are you talking about? She's like, well, he's not the only one. Voldemort. He's like, you don't fucking say his name. You know not to say his name, you bitch. And he backhands her.
Holy shit, man.
You fucking bitch. You know not to say his name, you stupid bitch.
Like,
backhand.
Like, they were going to let her off, but that's why she got 40 years.
This all happened in Wakanda? Right?
Shit was all real there.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Morgan's dad knew that she was obsessed with Slender Man. He even posted a picture on his Instagram that she drew on a napkin while at a restaurant. It was a drawing of the Slender Man, and he had the caption, "Only Mogo," which I'm guessing is her nickname, "draws Slender Man on a napkin and crayon when we're out for dinner." So I don't know if there's like any... I mean, it just shows that like he was aware that she was super into him, and it seemed like he was kind of like part of it as well. I mean, because he's like, what dad would see their girl draw something like that and post it to social media?
Yeah.
So who
Check
knows?
this out.
Maybe he was the one that showed that to her.
Could've
I mean,
been.
there's no proof of that. That's just speculating on my part. But her dad also has some pretty interesting email addresses, such as one of them contains "I love evil." And he also has another email address that's ILoveEvil666.
Oh, my God, yes.
And him and his wife, which is Morgan's parents, are always posting pictures of like skulls and like Grim Reapers and shit. So, I mean, granted,
makes sense.
that couldn't people are into whatever they're into, and I don't think you should like judge them for that. But I mean,
it could head to that.
Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe
Totally.
they were kind of like feeding some of the shit into her, or just being like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Slender Man's cool."
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe it's possible.
And then, which really sucks is after those murders. Oh, those aren't the only stabbings. There's someone in Ohio, a girl like a week later that stabbed her mom.
I remember
someone
seeing
that like burned a fucking house down trying to kill somebody. So, but the creator of Slender Man, even though it is considered like what's the word I'm looking for? Not like open source, but it's something like that.
Open season. That's just a stupid movie.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
It's about software.
No, it's like I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's like anyone can make shit about them pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Because so many people have like collaborated on stuff about 'em.
Public domain.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, but the creator, the actual guy who like posted the first 2 photos, is like, holy shit! Like people are trying to kill people over just something I created.
Yeah, that would suck being that guy.
So he made like a big apology and stuff, which he didn't have to do anything. It's not. It's not
he didn't
his
do anything
fault.
wrong.
Because if it wasn't Slender Man, then they probably would have done it in
With
name of
something else.
Voldemort.
Oh, yeah.
Like in name
Or
of
Jack Skellington.
Jack Skellington or Xander Kelly. You know, all those
fuck
cool people.
yes, dude.
You were eating off it. The fucking DJ from. Okay. I guarantee no other podcast has more than one episode where DJ Xander Kelly is referenced.
Dennis Miller.
So that is the end of the information I had. There is a lot more. You can find shit as far as you want to dig. Like as deep as you want to dig, you'll find more stories
Except for
and stuff.
Finn's treasure.
Except Finn's treasure, you'll never find that because that motherfucker's lying. No, he might not be. You got to buy the book.
No, that's right.
But anything you guys want to mention about Slender Man or anything you want to talk about?
Andrew, we know you did it.
I like that.
All of it.
I don't know if that's what he based it off of, but the tall man, I think it's Tall Man from Phantasm, kind of reminds me of
So
that
I feel
guy.
like the tall man was already a thing. So
He just was an old what?
I don't know, just some kind of myth. I mean, like the tall man, I feel like it's been around way longer than Slender Man has. But you could easily go back and just say that that's Slender Man now, just because of how popular Slender Man is.
Yeah. I know there was a character from Doctor Who that kind of was referenced. But there's so many things that are just like tall, lanky creatures in suits, you know? Like there's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer had this dude in it called the Gentleman. That was,
Hey, the Gentleman.
dude, I fucking love Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was just going.
Always a gentleman, but never a gentleman.
I was just going. I was going to How I Met Your Mother. The Gentleman.
Oh, okay. I know
The
what you're talking
fucking
about now.
Blitz episode. But in this is stupid. This isn't something to really bring up because obviously it doesn't matter. But Voldemort would whoop Slender Man's ass. So if she was doing this, she should have fucking done it for Voldemort.
Yeah, in the fucking being stupid contest. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
But
I don't know, man. There's only one way to find out, dude. Let's fucking book it. Let's book the match.
all right, let's do it. Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Jesus. All right, so I do have a list of some shitty jokes that I was going to tell earlier.
I've told enough.
One of them was going to be that I actually did see Slender Man. I'm not going to tell a joke. I'm going to tell you what the joke was, I guess.
Okay.
It would be that like I actually saw Slender Man. Like he would sometimes be looking in through my window at me. However, one night I noticed he wasn't there, so I went looking out my window for him, and I saw he was like sitting on the porch, and he was like looking super sad. And I went out there to talk to him, like, "Hey, you all right, man?" And he started speaking to me and telling me stuff, and it didn't take me long to realize that he was only speaking to me in lyrics from November Rain from Guns N' Roses. And then eventually he tells me that nothing lasts forever. Like, and then he goes, even cold November rain. And I was like, oh yeah, I know that. I've heard that. And he's like, I just fucking made that shit up, dude. and then he walks away. Then he walks away, much like Slash when he walks out of the church in the video. And then Slender Man walks away. He pulls up a guitar to play the solo, but it just sounds like Guitar Hero where you're missing the notes. Like, click, 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 click.
Why would you fucking said that, dude?
Because I didn't know how to do it.
That's a good
That
one.
was so good.
And then-
I loved it.
There's a part in the documentary where they're talking about, I don't know if it's Morgan or the other girl or Anissa, but her mom was like, yeah, I knew there was something off or different about her because sometimes they'd watch movies and she wouldn't react the way like you would normally react. Like they mentioned Bambi, like when Bambi's mom gets killed.
Oh, yeah, we all cried.
And she was like a little kid. She didn't cry. She was just like, Bambi, you need to get out of there. You're going to get killed. Like that was just her reaction. like didn't cry or get sad. So I was gonna make a joke about that, where the mom is like crying, telling the story, where she's like, yeah, and she doesn't react to sad movie scenes like normal people do, like that time Joe, he thought he found that atom bomb, and turned out just to be a biohazard sticker that was placed on an old septic tank, and he got the poo on him.
I got the poo on me.
Slender Man should be, I don't know. He's like the first Weight Watchers, like success story.
Dude, really fucking should. That'd be good.
My favorite ones are
We
where
should make him his logo, stick little stickers that look like him on bananas and
get
shit.
some money out of this guy.
like my favorite like Weight Watcher commercials are where it's like Larry the Cable Guy's on it. And it's like, dude, did you even attempt this yet, man? What the fuck? You look like Murdoch.
He fucking does.
Nice.
Alrighty, Spence, you want to hit us with that closing shit, brother?
All right, brother Knots.
Fuck yeah.
This is the closing time. One last call for alcohol. We, as always, could really use your help in promoting this podcast. If you love it, if you like it, follow us on social media and share and review. Get the word out there so that more people can start listening to the greatness that is monsters, murders, mysteries, and more at the Brothers Commonplace. And the way you can do that is you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. You can talk to us on those platforms. You can email us at brotherscommonplace@gmail.com. brotherscommonplace@gmail.com. You can check out our website, which is murder.ly, which is where you can find the whole Murderly network. And you can also get straight to our page by going to brotherscommon.place. And leave us a 5-star review, especially on iTunes, but anywhere you find podcasts. And if you let us know, send us a message that you did, or if we notice it, you might become the next honorary brother. And what greater honor is there?
Hell yeah.
There isn't one.
Yeah, special thank you to everyone that has already left us an iTunes review. Keep them coming. Like, I know it's kind of annoying, and it does take a little bit of time to do, but it really helps us out. And especially since we're a comedy podcast, there's a billion comedy podcasts out there. It's kind of harder for us to get noticed and for people to see us. Like, if we would have put our stuff under, like, where all the other true crime podcasts are, I'm sure we'd get more views and downloads, but we'd probably get way more negative reviews because of that also.
Most of that.
So we went the comedy route. So, and special thanks, if you've already left us one, and if you are in a podcast and you leave us a 5-star review, make sure you put the name of your podcast in there. We'll give you a listen, we'll subscribe, give you a 5-star rating right back. And lately, we've had a lot of listeners that have been reaching out and just sending me messages on either Instagram or Twitter or email, and I absolutely love it. Like, anytime you guys send us shit, it's super cool. I love that. So keep that up, and thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Every time you guys send something, we all see it, we all love it. We all get a laugh out of it, even if it's not the best review.
We all jerk off to it.
We mostly to Andrew, but yeah, we do usually jerk off to something, but it's usually Andrew. But
it's usually that scene from. Never mind. It's gonna be. Never mind.
Which is gonna be My Girl.
No, it was actually gonna be a joke about Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Oh my god! I reverse jerk off to that scene, but so yeah, I don't think that I need to put out another situation for you guys to do a 5-star review and have us do something, because we've been asked to do that already. Kev, do you want to talk about that?
It was Matt Gaver, our previous honorary brother. He sent a request for Tim and Toof to do what was it? I got it written down. Abbott and Costello's Who's on First.
Yeah, which it's a really great. Yeah, I love the whole thing. I'd have to watch it a few times.
And also, a shout out to Matt Gaver for getting the closest spelling on Toof's name.
Really close.
He put Tooph, which is the closest.
Yeah.
It's Toof.
I want to spell it that way for a while.
But
now.
hell yeah.
I'm glad that he picked me to go on with Toof. I'm honored on that one, and we'll definitely do that. We should do that next time Toof's around. So we have a request, so that will get done, and then after that one's done, I will have a few more. Andrew, you got some words of wisdom?
Andrew, words of wisdom, baby.
All right. Since it's been a while, I've been the nastiest, darkest, dirtiest, skankiest, sluttiest fucking videos you can think of. I've been watching, I've been jerking, I've been blowing my load in my fucking sock, my baseball bat under the bed, Excalibur, as Toof would put it. There's been this new thing on there. It took me forever to get our videos up there, but there have been naughty cooking videos. Just naughty. I've just been watching the same chick, and she can't get her. She's been making food all day, so she just lathers it all over herself. But she's been having a lot, like the video cuts in and out, so she's been having a lot of trouble with her internet. And you don't know exactly what she's been making the whole time. So the video is called, "Is that Wi-Fi or a pot pie?"
Holy shit, dude.
That's so
And I've watched that all day because you don't know. She never says.
Not sure.
pot pies.
Not sure if it's a pot pie.
And if you are into like the whole food and sex combo, just look up cake farts.
Oh yeah.
Go to cakefarts.com. It's
Hey,
a good one.
Even if you're not into it, come on, we know you're fucking into something called cake farts.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cake farts, and was that lemon party?
Yeah, look up both of them. Look them both up.
I guess Netflix actually started a whole show about like the Cake Rex thing. Like there was this blog called Cake Rex where it was like all these like terrible fudged up cakes,
Oh
like
my goodness.
Fuck yeah.
where the people didn't follow the instructions right or made a really crappy drawing or whatever.
Holy shit. That's pretty awesome.
There was one where they did a baby shower and they put the actual pregnancy test on the cake, like as a decoration.
That's fucking disgusting. This has nothing to do with that, but it kind of reminded me a little bit. Back in high school, my girlfriend at the time, her sister's friend had this drawing that she drew of her and her boyfriend. And it was super fucking bad. But it was so bad that it was fucking hilarious. And she had it like displayed at the county fair.
Oh my goodness.
And we all took a trip to the fair just to go in there to see it. Like that was the sole reason. We're like,
What
dude.
color ribbon did it get?
None. Someone just fucking threw a piece of horse shit at it.
My question was, how many times did Toof go in? I know it was more than you guys. I know he went in more than anybody.
He went to gaze upon it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right. Anything else? We all done?
I think we're
That
good.
was it.
All right.
That's the only
Thank
one I
you.
could find.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
Laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Wildman. Hashtag Thank You Mark.
Hashtag Send Me Nudes Mark.
Hashtag Wild Woman.
Hashtag wild people.
Ooh.
Hashtag all wild lives matter.
Oh, we fucking got it.
That's it.
You look like a monster.
We don't have a Super Bowl, but we got Super Balls right here.
Oh fuck yeah, we're gonna
Super Balls is in the
We're gonna-
motherfucking house.
we're gonna have Super Bowl champions next year.
Oh, Browns, baby. Dog Pound.
It's happened before. No, it hasn't.
So,
Are you interested in computers, tech savvy, or well versed in gaming? Consider a career in the growing field of IT. At Bryant and Stratton College, our networking technology program features hands-on practice used by IT professionals, so you'll be prepared for the CompTIA A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus certification exams respected in the industry. Take your first step at bryantstratton.edu. Bryant and Stratton College, for every end in life. For important program information and disclosures, visit our website at bryantstratton.edu/disclosures.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.